Hey y'all, welcome back. It's Missy. Thanks for joining me again for another video. This one's for Shimmerz, and if you ever purchase any Shimmerz, when you check out, if you mention my name or my blog, then you can get some free paint in the color of your choice. So that's always a fun thing. So I'm going to be scrapping these two pictures of my friend Jennifer and me at Diagon Alley, which is in Universal Studios. We're big Harry Potter fans, and I'll talk about that later. But I'm going to talk about all the products that I'm going to use here first. I'm going to use a lot of different Shimmerz products. I'm going to be using dazzlers. I'm going to be using textures, inklings, colorings, vibes, spritz. Oh my goodness, the list goes on. Shimmerz has so many products to choose from. So I've picked out a lot of blue and silver and gray because that's the base colors in the photos. And so I want to create my own background using those colors. And so I'm starting with this stencil. I think that's from My Favorite Things. And it's kind of a herringbone chevron. And the first thing I'm using is the textures in Gritty Graphite. And it's a really pretty metallic gray color. And the textures, it's very gritty. It's almost got like sand in it. It reminds me of a facial scrub. It's really, really gritty, and the texture is awesome. I'm going to go over and combine the dazzlers in Foiled Again. That's the name of that light silver color. And the difference in these two products, if you look at the dazzlers, it's extremely smooth and creamy. It's still thick, kind of like a modeling paste. But you can see here the gritty texture of the textures and then the smooth and shiny texture of the dazzlers. So you've got gritty and then you've got smooth. The color is a little bit different, but they go together really well. What I'm going to do now is come in and fill in some of these holes left by the silver and the gray with some inklings. And this is a really pretty color called Me and Blue. And the inklings are watercolor paint. And when you get them, they're hard. And so you have to spray water or pour some water in there, let it sit for a little bit, and then it starts to soften up, and then you can mix it up as liquid. And you can mix it as thin or as thick as you want. And as you can see here, I'm just using the packaging technique. And it dries kind of thick because I didn't overload the water, but it's very pretty. It's a little bit thicker than the store-bought like Artist Loft watercolor that you would get at Michael's. The color dries a lot different because it's got this really pretty pearly shimmery tone to it. It's so pretty. Now I'm going to come in and try something here with the dazzlers. And this is the same product as the Foiled Again, the silver that I used in the beginning. But this is called Gummy Berry Blue. And it is just that. It is super bright and super blue. And I'm just trying to water it down a lot. And what I'm going to try to do here is add it in with a brush. I'm going to flip it over and also try to do the packaging technique here. And as you can see, it's a lot thicker. I didn't water it down enough. So I'm just going to take my brush and kind of add water to it and spread it around a little bit more. The dazzlers do take a while to dry. I have found that out. And it does work well with a heat gun. You can let it sit or you can put some heat to it. But it doesn't dry super quick, which is fine with me because I think the longer you let it sit, the truer the color is. I took my napkin to it there, and as you can see, I've got several different colors of blue going on. And the dazzlers, even here, even though they're super thick, if you add enough water to them, they splatter like I'm doing here with my brush, made little dots everywhere. And you can see the variation already. I've got the slick, shiny dazzlers mixed with the shimmery, pearly tone of the inklings there. Now this pretty purpley blue color is it's Shimmerz, and it's already wet when you get it, and it's a very shimmery, sparkly, it's kind of like watercolor. It's thicker, I think. Definitely very highly pigmented, and this is called Ultramarine, and it's more of a purpley royal blue color, and I just love it. It's so pretty. I like to take my little napkins there and twist the end into a point, kind of like a pencil point, and that way I can go into those dots and do some dabbing up. Now this is also a Shimmerz product, and it's called Tickle Me Turquoise. It's one of my favorite colors. I love anything blue. Can you tell? I know I use a lot of blues. I'm going to add in a little spray of colorings. That's Heidi Ho Blue. Very, very, really pretty color. And I'm just going to kind of mix them together and use my brush here to flick around some splatters and to use a little bit of you know, just watercolor technique with just filling in some of those white spots there in between. Well, it's not really white spots, but you know what I mean. The little spaces in between the paste and the background. This is a Vibes, and it's called Blue Jean, and it's very soft. It's a very soft blue color, but when it dries, it's very shimmery. It's got this really pretty iridescent pearly tone to it. I'm going to come back in with some silvers and some grays here, and this is a Creamies. Creamies is, this is Thunderstorm. Creamies is, it's thicker, and again, I like to try every product kind of like I'm doing here. I like to try the packaging technique. I like to try the splattering technique and the painting. And the Creamies is thicker than the Inklings. So you really, you know, if you really want to use it like watercolor, you got to add a lot of water to it. If you want it to be more of a transparent, if you want it to be thicker, then don't add as much water. They all have their different thicknesses, and you know, some of them are brighter, some of them are lighter. It just depends on the look you're going for, and they work really well when you can layer them together and create something like I'm doing here. And as you can see a lot of the silvers, a lot of the blues. Some of it's sparkly, some of it's shimmery, some of it is shiny. This is my favorite product of all time from Shimmerz. It's Jenny B Blue Vibes. I just love the color. It dries shimmery, and oh my goodness. As you can see, it's in a spray bottle, and it just dries so pretty. I think I've added that to every project I've made. So the background's dry, and I'm going to leave that the way it is for now, and I'm going to come in and start working on the rest of my layout. And I'm going to add some tissue paper underneath my pictures there. And I like the way the background is pulling the colors from the pictures, because there's really pretty sky blue in there, and then there's the blue in the shirt, and then all that different variation in neutral and gray colors. So I went through my bag of Ellie's Studio stuff, and I believe a lot of these products are from Sycamore Lane. Gosh, there's a couple of different collections that I have put together. I know that strip at the bottom is from Sycamore Lane. But these are all Elle Studio, and I also pulled several rolls of my washi tape from my huge collection of washi tape. Some of the washi tape is from My Mind's Eye, that gray is, and I'm going to be using a day of the week one here in a second. But the rest of them, I could not tell you where they came from, because actually I can tell you that one. It came from Michael's. I love my striped washi tapes, and Michael's has them in all different colors, So I pulled things that had gray, silver, different tones of blue, and then I thought these different little embellishments with this teal green color would be pretty. So that's why I pulled those in. Even though I didn't use any green in my background, they play off together really nicely, and I really like the way it turned out. And this is something that's awesome about making your own backgrounds, is if you have a bunch of embellishments laying around that you haven't used in forever, you know, if you make your own background, you can pull random embellishments that would match it. I did a lot of stitching. I did 3 different colors. I did silver, I did a dark gray color, and a teal color. It's hard to tell, but I just stitched vertically and horizontally there, and just wanted to jazz up the background a little bit more with some more interest. And I'm even going to add more thread, so I'm going to tangle this up. Something I like to do to add texture and color is just pull some off the spool there and bunch it up with my hands and tuck it under the picture. But yeah, once I made the background, I didn't have any collection out or any specific things, and I thought, okay, I need to go through my stuff and find some embellishments that go with this color scheme. And so when I stumbled upon my Ellie Studio bag of stuff, these colors matched pretty. So I pulled them out and said, you know, that's what I'm going to use. And I love my cameo, and my title is going to be Diagon Alley, because that's where we are. We love Harry Potter. We're Harry Potter freaks. So we just had to go. We're like little kids. We love to go to theme parks. So we went on a random Tuesday, and it was awesome. So that's what my title is going to be. If you haven't been to Universal, if you ever get a chance to, you should go. It's a lot of fun, especially if you like Harry Potter, because it's really, really a neat place to see. They've recreated so many of the things from the books and the movies, and the rides are just really, really cool. And that building to the right, in the right photo, is the Gringotts Bank, and there's a ride in there, and it's got the dragon on top, and like every 10 minutes he shoots fire out of his mouth, and it's really neat to see. So I'm just going to stick all of these embellishments down and kind of make a little cluster down there at the bottom. And I'm going to come back in with some more of my Shimmerz products and color up this special day wood veneer. I'm going to go over it first with just a little bit of the Foiled Again Dazzler, just to kind of give it a base. And it dries almost clear. It's a very, very light silver when it dries, but the shine is there. It's very pretty. And I'm coming back in with my Inklings in the Me and Blue, and I'm just going to paint it. And as you can see here, even though it's a watercolor, or similar to a watercolor, it goes on wood veneer very nicely, dries pretty quick, and that took no time at all to do. And you could do that with any of these products. The creamies would work well. It just depends. It just takes a lot of experimenting to see which products you like the best and what look you're going for. So I'm going to stick down my title, and I was waiting for this little gadget to dry here, and it's finally dry. It didn't take but just a few minutes. It wasn't for forever, but I didn't want to have to push my finger on it if it was still wet. I'm going to add my date stamp, and then I'm going to go through my flare stash, which I did off camera because it takes me forever to pick out the perfect flare. And I've chosen a couple, a camera, one that says Right Now, and another one that says Enjoy Life. And I tried to stick some thread under it, but it just looked too messy, so I just left it off. And it's a light blue color. It's really pretty. And I'm going to use some of these Freckled Fawn silver glitter stars. Super cute. They're adhesive on the back, so you can just peel and stick. And they're perfect for this because I've got the silver and gray theme going on here. And I did add silver thread when I stitched, so it's kind of hard to tell here, but there is some shiny thread going on. I found this cute little star. I have no idea where it came from. I just found it in my stash. So it matched, and I'm going to use it. I'm coming back in with the Shimmerz Ultramarine, and I'm just sticking my finger in it and giving that little arrow some color. And I wanted to give it a little bit of variation, so I'm going to use the Inklings again and just smudge it around. I love how these products work together, and they all give a little bit of a different look. All of the colors are, you know, a little bit different, but the more you play with them, the more fun it is, I think. So highly recommend these products if you like mixed media. Last thing I'm going to do is come in with a little bit of journaling at the bottom, and I think that's going to call it a day. I think that's it. There's the final layout. I do have a list of all the products that I used coming up at the end. I hope you will visit the Shimmerz paint store. I've got the blog and the paint store website down at the bottom here in my description. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you guys again next time. And if you have any questions, let me know. We've got some fun things coming up soon with Shimmerz, so I can't wait to get started with that. And I will see you guys next time. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you have a great day.